All right. Okay, so we're working on a batch of 8 ornaments. This is where we are at with them. Hello, Jen. Hi, Sharon. We're playing with some diamonds today. And then I've got another set of 8 that need a few extra swoops on them. And then they'll be done, but I'm going to try and get much done on these ones as I can for now. Excuse me. And then when these ones are at the point where they need to be hung up to dry for a bit before I can finish them off, I'll grab the other ones and we'll see what we can do there. My ornament wall looks really, really empty today. So there's my ornament wall. I have started the ornaments that are cured. I've started to, thank you for the blessed poo. I have started to get them boxed up and ready for the pop-ups that I'm doing in December. So what I did is I got these cupcake boxes. And because I figured when I'm at a pop-up, the last thing you want to do is to try and manage, hi Kim, a whole bunch of glass ornaments, just carrying them around like this, right? So, this is just a cupcake box with some tissue in it. So I'll have one of everything out on a tree or on some kind of stand, and then I've got these boxed up and ready to go so that people can feel good about buying more. And then I've got my price on there, and that's my vendor number at the store that I'm going to be at. And I mean, you can't see it super pretty in through there, but I don't really care. That's okay. The ornaments that I've packed up today are all available on my website, and they are able to ship out now. I am wildly skeptical of either any postal service, to be honest with you. So I highly recommend that if you want if you've had an eye on any of these ornaments, if you can order them as close to December 1st as humanly possible. The ornaments that I'm painting tonight are not going to be cured until at least the 20th of December, until probably around the 20th of December. So they are not going to be able to be shipped out until then. If you want one, I'm not going to list these ones on my website for that reason. But if you are interested in one, and if you are like me, where it doesn't matter what time of year, I don't care if it gets there in time for Christmas, I just want the ornaments sometimes. Just shoot me a message on Instagram if you are interested in one of these. Because as long as you guys are okay with them arriving to you potentially after Christmas, that's my concern. Exactly. You can get them in January, pack them up, and then when you open up your decorations next year, they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this ornament. I'm so excited to hang it up. Exactly what I'm going for, Jan. Hi, Sue. How you doing? It's good to see you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out. So for this one, I am using a mixture of white pearl and champagne in the Craft Smart Multi-Surface. Then I also used native turquoise, which is the bright teal. And then I added some white pearl to create the lighter one. So, yeah, we're going to keep building on this design and see where it goes. Hey, Patty. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Barb. You know, you're competing with Santa. I'm definitely not trying to compete with Santa. I'll just be here. That's funny. All right. So what I think I'm going to do is we're gonna do okay, I know what we're gonna do. All right, I'm taking ideas from other ornaments that I've done and trying to kind of put this here, kind of use those elements in this design. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work out, but we'll see. A little tiny bit of snow, just a little bit of a dusting. We had quite a bit this morning, but most of it's gone now. It was a nice sunny day, so a lot of it didn't go. A lot of it didn't stick around. Oh, Sue, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry, love. Sending you so much love. Thanks, Barb. Okay, I need to grab a tissue because I have to blow my nose. Bear with me one sec. Okay, Audrey. Audrey is sprawled out on the bed. I'm going to blow my nose and then we will keep going. So plug your ears. So over all of this snot. So friggin' over it. All right. So we are going to try something here. So I'm doing 8 of them at a time. So these are all gonna progress at the same rate. And we're gonna go. God, I love this color. All right, so we're gonna do these teal dots on every single ornament, all 8 of them, and then we'll do the next step. I love the little assembly line process. I feel wildly productive when I get stuff done on it. And Sue, just know I'm sending you so much love. I don't want to minimize what you're going through, and I don't want to bring attention to it either to make it the forefront of your focus. I want you to be allowed to come to this space and for however long it works or however well it works to give you a bit of a break of thinking about all of it. So just know I'm sending you heaps and heaps of love, and so is everybody here, and I'm glad you're here. Hi, Kat. I'm doing much better. Thank you, love. It's good to see ya. It's a pretty color, eh, Kim? This is native turquoise. A native turquoise. And I mean, when you look at this bottle of paint, like I opened it at the store and I just knew I had to get it. Had to. There was no other option. So I finished up to the white diamonds. So they're not actually white. They're, like I said, a mixture of champagne and pearl white. The champagne is more of a brown color, so it's almost a very, very light beige. But I thought it would look nice with the turquoise. So I got up to the white diamonds last night. Except for on one. I went to bed last night feeling so accomplished, thinking, it feels so good to have all of those diamonds done. And I woke up today and I had one ornament where I didn't get those diamonds done. So you'll see it in a bit because it just doesn't have the teal on top. Yes, yarn in that color. Love you, Sue. You're welcome, Jan. How have you been doing, Kat? What have you been up to today, Patty? Sharon, how about you? Sending you heaps of love. There's a lot going on, folks. all I can hope for is that you know that you're loved, and I hope that you are able to do the best you can to take care of yourself, whatever that means on any given day. That is going to change on any given day, and there's no wrong answer there either. On my last live, I was saying how I was going to watch the movie Stutz on Netflix. I can't even begin to tell you the impact that movie had on me. So if has anybody else watched it? Hi, Miss J. Oh, Patty. Oh, how generous of her to share that with you. Up and Down but released a new item, which you posted. Fantastic, Kat. That's awesome. Hi, Lee. Tash. Oh my God. Why did I go back to Lee? Tash. Sorry. I'm here but not here. You don't know where you am. Well, that's good that you're busy with orders. No, I don't put a protective coating on, Samantha. Good question, though. I use multi-surface acrylic paints. So they they will air cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe when you use them on ceramics or glass. So, excuse me, I am taking that to be as sturdy as they need to be. So no coating necessary. Now I did try coating on plastic ornaments a couple different ways. I tried brushing it on. I tried using a sponge to apply a varnish. I tried a spray-on varnish, and I never found anything that didn't leave some kind of residue, bubbling, cloudiness, streaking. I never found anything that didn't leave a covering, unfortunately. I use multi-surface paint. No, it's different from indoor-outdoor paint. Multi-surface paint, it'll say multi-surface right on. Multi-surface and multi-purpose are not the same. The movie is called Stutz. Stutz. Z. It's on Netflix. And then I watched, has anybody watched Limitless with Chris Hemsworth on his docuseries on Disney Plus? Because I binged that yesterday. And let me tell you, between those two, the mental and emotional exhaustion and exhilaration all at the same time, they were two of the most powerful things that I think I've watched in a very, very, very long time. So I highly recommend them. If you're looking for something to watch, I would highly recommend either of those. Ooh, yay. S-T-U-T. No, not studs. No, it's not a Chip and Dale movie. It's about therapy. S-T-U-T-Z. Oh, excuse me. That'd be cool. I hope that I'm sure something will come to mind for you, Kat. Yes, correct. And yeah, the other one was Limitless, Chris Hemsworth on Disney Plus. And of course, you know, in my own personal opinion, watching anything with Chris Hemsworth is time well spent. However, like, it's certainly not difficult. It was really, really, really fascinating. His motivation for this series was to try and, you know, hack the body and figure out ways to increase his longevity. But it's quite amazing, some of the inner work and mindset healing stuff that kind of comes in there too. Black, aqua, blue, and silver. Oh, beautiful. No, still, sorry. I've got black, aqua, blue, and it's pearl white mixed with champagne. So it's more on the white side of silver. Sorry, Kat. I know that does sound like a good one, Jan. Limitless studs. Yeah, they were both just, but they were a lot. They were a lot. They were wonderful, but they were a lot. I found Stutz was difficult to watch in some places because he has Parkinson's. And for those of you that know me, my dad has Parkinson's, so there was some parallel kind of information there. And then with the Limitless one, it's just a lot, but it was wonderful. It's really, really good. Really, really, really good. Really, really good. I found it very, very valuable. Just say Raining Man. There you go. So I'm only going to be painting ornaments until Wednesday, up till and including Wednesday. Actually, probably Tuesday. Unless I have some little stuff to finish up on Wednesday. Because these paints need to air cure for 3 to 4 weeks. My last pop-up is December 23rd. So all of these ornaments that I'm painting now are going to be set aside for that pop-up. But like I said, if there's one that you're interested in and you're just okay with you're okay with it not getting to you in time for Christmas, then you just shoot me a message and let me know. Otherwise, if you are in the Bowmanville, Ontario area, on I'll be posting the dates that I'm going to be popping up at the store. Well, and stop by. It would be lovely to see you. Thank you, Cassandra. I'm so glad you liked them. I am going to do more diamonds. What I'm going to do is I just put this dot in here to kind of be a spacer. I'm going to do some walking dots down from these ones. And then I'm going to put another diamond here, and that'll leave some space to do those swoops there too. I did hear about the snow in Buffalo. But the funny part is it's exactly what Buffalo goes through every single year. Like, Buffalo is totally prepared for that kind of stuff. You know, it's not going to be smooth sailing, I'm sure, but holy cow. Fill in the ball with the green. I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, Patty. I'm not understanding what you mean. Here, let me hold it. Which is why you moved to Florida. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Luna Lovegood Spectre Specs from Harry Potter. Previous ball you did with green over the gray and the diamonds. Are you talking about this one? Yeah, I'm not a winter person. I can't do the green on the diamonds yet because those diamonds aren't dry, unfortunately. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, so unfortunately I can't do, this is the one that I didn't finish until this morning. I did all of the other diamonds. I did all of the other diamonds last night, so they were dry enough that I was able to put the top diamond on. But for this one, I have to wait for it to dry a little bit longer. It's okay, Patty. So I can't fill in that green yet, unfortunately. Not yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, unfortunately. All right. Definitely doing a lot better. Definitely doing a lot better. Mom and I seem to be passing it back and forth, though, which is not good. But we're doing the best we can. So I'm going to do that. How are you doing, Sarah? Oh, thank you so much for the flowers, Cassandra. Thank you. Am I looking forward to going shopping for paint? Yes. Yes, when I'm able to get out and go do it, I'm very much looking forward to it. It'll probably make me sad, though, because I won't be keeping any of it for myself, but that's okay. It'll be fun to do that for you and for David. I'll probably end up doing that Sunday or Monday. Oh, I'm glad, Sarah. Yeah, unfortunately, that one ornament is going to be behind the rest of them until those diamonds are dry enough. But they would kind of look cute even just leaving them that way, right? It was one of those things that when I was sitting and looking at the ornament before I put the teal on the diamonds, I had this moment, I'm like, do I need to? Do I need to put teal on the diamonds? And I really don't feel like it was necessary. But I'm glad I did, but definitely. If I could design earrings like the swoops, that would be really cool. I'm sure you'd be able to figure that out. The ones on this ornament are diamonds. No, Anne, I don't seal them after. I'm using multi-surface acrylic paints, which will cure to, they cure to be top shelf dishwasher safe on ceramics and glass. So on non-porous surfaces. So I let them air cure for 3 to 4 weeks, and then there is no need for sealer. There's always a trade-off, right? A lot of the sealers, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of great things about Mod Podge dishwasher, but it has to air cure for 21 or 28 days as well. So my kind of thought is that if I've already got paints that'll do that, make my life a little easier. I've thought about doing that, Cassandra. The only reason I haven't is because I'm nervous about putting anything like that in. I'd have to make sure it was colors and only colors, and be careful about how I write my product descriptions so that I don't get flagged for copyright and licensing stuff. But as long as I do the proper description and only do colors, then that could definitely be an option. Are you heading out, Kat? It was lovely to see you. Take care of yourself. Back on the hook. There you go. So my neighbors have up all their outside Christmas decorations. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Holy cow, you guys, 859 likes already. We've only been on here for half an hour. Not even half an hour. Thank you. The possibilities are endless with color. You saw that sign online the other day. What sign's that? Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Emma. I only saw the one about the... I only have one comment of yours, Jan, and it's the, so my neighbors have up all their lights and decorations. Covers the whole yard and roof. That's the last one I saw. Oh, thank you guys. So after these ornaments, after I'm done painting ornaments on Tuesday, because that's going to be my cutoff for making sure that they are cured in time for my final pop-up, I am going to be moving back to some keychains. I've got a few things that I want to do with UV resin, some cute trinket dishes, so we're going to play around with that a bit. And then we're going to play around with candle holders and stuff as well. I've got a few trinket dishes I want to do, so they're going to be first. But oh, thank you, Karen. Sorry about that, Jan. I wish that I saw the rest of it. Did Barb mute you? Poor Barb, just sitting there watching. I had to bring her into it. So this is kind of a variation of the ornament, the flat ornament that I did that had the paw print in the middle that was different rainbow, neon rainbow metallic colors and had the white diamonds on it. That's what I tried to model it after, at least the first little bit, because I loved how it turned out so much. All the ornaments that I have that are ready to ship and all of my downloadable patterns for ornaments are available on my website. And until the end of November, if you purchase 3 items or more, then you'll automatically get 10% off. I might keep that going. That might just be a way that my website works. We'll see. I have some music on. I'm concerned that I'm going to get flagged for copyright. I'm trying to turn it down super low. Oh, thank you, Lola. I'm going to turn off this one ring light because I think it's getting in the way. There, that might be a little easier to see now. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Actually, hold on, I gotta fix my cloth here. Okay. So if I make a mistake on these high glossy ones, I will use a wet cotton swab to pull the paint off if the paint is still wet. If the paint isn't wet any longer, then I'll use one of these wooden stir sticks. I get them at Dollarama here in Canada. And you can they act a little bit like an eraser. They allow you to apply a little bit of pressure, but not so much that it's going to scratch real bad. So usually a combination of that to kind of loosen paint that's already dried off, and then a wet cotton swab just to remove any residue that might be left behind. So yes, I'm using a nail dotting stylus. I use a combination of nail dotting stylus tools, clay sculpture tools like this one, these dotting tools from Happy Dotting Company, and I also use these dotting tools from a company called DIY Mandala Stones. These are the first tool set that I have had purchased, and they they are definitely some of my favorites. No, this isn't a set. I'm just painting them all at once so that I have a good amount of inventory. I'm going to be doing 4 different pop-up markets in the month of December, and I have to let these air cure for 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm going to allow myself to continue painting ornaments until November 22nd. And from there on out, I'm going to paint other things that don't need 3 to 4 weeks to fully cure. My last pop-up is on December 23rd, so any of these that I finish off before the 22nd of November will be ready for the pop-up then. So, yeah, I just paint multiples of them, and that way I've got a few of them. I used to be really hell-bent on everything needing to be one of a kind. You know, but then I not so quickly start to learn that anything hand-painted, even if it's the same design, same color, same everything, it's going to be a bit unique just because it's handmade, right? And everything that you do is a little bit different. And so I've been doing larger batches like this to help me be a little bit more productive for that. Yeah, Jan's comments aren't getting through. So then after these are done, then we'll be adding some more diamonds on here. I kind of use this as a bit of a spacer because my next diamonds are going to start right there. Thank you, Celine. Debella, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. On the ornaments, anything when I'm painting on glass or ceramic or plastic, anything that's non-porous, I use multi-surface acrylic paints. And then when I'm painting on things like wood, canvas, or stone, then I'll use regular acrylics for those. But multi-surface for the non-porous surfaces. Sorry, my ornament just rolled over on me. Sorry. This one just tipped forward really far. Whew. So, okay. Catch my breath. Grab this one. And we go back. Yeah. So the big thing is to always look at the bottles of paint. And if it doesn't specifically say that it's good for glass or ceramic, assume that it's not. Assume that it's not going to adhere properly. You really want to see good for glass or ceramic right on the bottle. There's also glass and enamel paints that'll work well also. I find that they tend to be a little more, a little thinner, a little more watery. So multi-surface seems to be the right consistency. Now, that being said, you're still going to get some bottles of multi-surface that are way too thick, and you're going to get some that are way too thin. But for the most part, I found these to be pretty good. Hi, Cynthia. How you doing, love? Celine, yes, I do. These particular ornaments are not on my website yet because they're not finished and because they will not be ready to be shipped until around December the 20th. But I do have quite a few ornaments that are on my website right now that are ready to be shipped. Just some different designs. These ones are going to be available for sale, but kind of only through private message, because there will be the inevitable time where post is not going to make it to anybody in time for the holidays, and December 20th is going to be way too late to ship these out in hopes that it's going to make it to anybody. So yeah, these ones are kind of, if you want them and you're okay with the fact that they likely won't arrive before Christmas, then just shoot me a message on Instagram. Celebration henna. Oh, you are so sweet. You practice. You've got a great base with mandalas and symmetry and everything with henna. That's going to be such an awesome base. Yes, Celine, I am in Canada, so I will definitely ship within Canada as well. Hi, Liberty. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to move on to... I think that this is where I'm going to have to hang them up after. Okay, I need to get hooks, because after each one of these sets with diamonds, they're going to get hung up to dry before continuing on, because if I put them back in the cups, they're going to get scratched. Okay, so bear with me 1 second, you guys. I will be right back. I just need to find some of my little ornament hooks. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got hooks ready. So I got these hooks. Oh, and a bobby pin. Don't need that. Oh, that's nice to hear, Angaroony. Thank you. So once I'm going to put the next set of diamonds on, and then we are going to hang them up on the ornament wall. And then I've got some over here that need some more swoops, so we'll bring those back in. So unfortunately, the one downfall with the ornaments is that having to put them in the cups, it can slow the process down because when you start making your way around to the bottom of the ornament, you're going to run out of places to set it where the paint isn't going to potentially get smudged, right? And these cups, they're great and they're helpful, but the ornaments tip in them all the time, so the sooner you can kind of get them out of there and hanging on a wall to dry, the safer they'll be. All right, just needed to take a drink there. Okay, so we've got so just to compare for you, to show you the difference, this is the champagne color. And this is the champagne color. I feel like this is your brain on drugs. This is the champagne color. This is the champagne mixed with pearl white. So it's a difference, but it's a subtle difference. And then the white just looks really bright next to both of these. But I love these colors. They feel, every time I paint with them, I don't know, they feel very velvety almost. I don't know if that's even the right word. All right, so let's give this a go. All right, so we're going to paint a whole bunch of diamonds, and after each ornament, I'm going to take the ornament and I'm going to hang it up on the ornament wall to dry, so we don't risk too much smudging. I hung a couple up there the other day, and of course they all banged into one another and slid down the thing that the wire. I was not a happy camper. I think that's way too big. Yeah, that's way too big. Okay, sorry. It's way too chunky and way too short. That's me. Too chunky and too short. And that's not true. I'm not too much of anything. I am just right. As are you. All right. Cotton swab. So I kind of erased with that little piece of wood. Right? We're damn fine just the way we are, aren't we? All right. So that got rid of the residue there. Okay, I need to actually fix my cloth. I keep a cloth over here. And this is what I wipe my tools off of. I just kind of turn them on here. But I'm running out of space to do that. So we are going to just refold it. And there we go. Let's hope for the best with the paint on my fingers that I don't get it on anything else. Chunky and short. Damn straight. That's us. Hi, Jules. How you doing? Definitely your definitions. Right? I've come to terms with the fact that I'm never going to be skinny. I like bread way too much. All right, so I'm going to try this one. Now, what I haven't tried on these ornaments, I haven't tried doing a guideline, like using a chalk marker or anything. When I tried the chalk marker on the brushed ornaments, it didn't go well and they didn't come off nice and cleanly. I haven't tried them on one of these ornaments because I've been gun shy and haven't wanted to take the chance of having it not work. I'm feeling very much in crunch time for the pop-ups, so the idea of an experiment right now just doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. I'd rather get more ornaments done, but that's something I will try for next year's in plenty of time to know if that'll work. So it is a lot of eyeballing just to see. So what I try to do is I try to recreate a picture in my mind and then try to get out of my mind's and my body's way to let it create that muscle memory that's going to allow me to create it over and over again. I find that usually by the 7th or 8th ornament, that's when I'm moving a little faster. I'm a little more confident in what I'm trying to do. But for the first couple, getting that spacing kind of takes some time. So what I am doing here is I'm looking at this and I see a triangle. From my tool to the point of the 2 diamonds on either side, I'm creating a triangle. So I want to try and create the same triangle here. And I want to get as much paint on here as humanly possible. And then I'm using my puncture tool that I got from Dollar Tree to pull the paint down. Shit. And I'm not trying to draw with the paint, I'm just trying to coax the paint down into the shape that I want it to go into. So then I kind of go back over it with my tool and try to move it around a little bit to smooth it out. All right, let me scroll back. Oh, Jules, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you recover nice and quickly. Are you okay? How are you holding up? Is the end of your tool curved or pointy? Not the Donnie tool. Good question, Stephanie. So it is very, very pointy. Oh, that's way too close. Hold on. Hold on. So, oh, and I got a cat hair up my nose. Oh, get out. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this one is very, very pointy. I got it at in a set of 2 tools at Dollar Tree. And one of them is a scoring tool, the thicker one, and one of them is a puncture tool. Now, before this, I would use, the first time I started using a tool to shape swoops, I used just a really sharp toothpick. And then what I created or MacGyvered was I took a pencil and I took a sewing pin, you know those ones with the little plastic beads on the end? I snipped that off and I shoved it into the eraser and I used that to pull my swoops. Used this for years. Literally 1.5 to 2 years I used this. And then I was gifted a set of, we call them micro dotters now, that are these clay sculpture tools. And I used to use these because there's 2 of them that are slightly different size. This one is slightly pointier than that one. And I used this one for a long time. Thank you, Jan. I love these tools. And then I thought, well, I'd try the really sharp puncture tool. It was one of those things that I bought at Dollar Tree and I got it home. I'm like, why the hell did I buy this? What am I going to use it for? And then like a year later, I picked it up and go, oh, that's what I can use it for. It's one of those things. So super, super sharp. I think it was $1.50 for the pair. Oh, I've missed you too, Jules. It's so good to see you. You're back. I see you, Jan. Hi, Christine. Yeah, we see you now. Doing okay, been 5 days. That's good, I'm glad. But still, hopefully you were just feeling run over. That's the worst too, eh? When you feel like you're just so exhausted. Oh, sorry guys. Just so exhausted. Now, I'm going to have to start this one over because I forgot I was working on this one and I need the paint to be dry. I need the paint to be really wet. But that's okay. So I'll just show you again. So I'm using the cotton swab. Then I'm going in with the wood. I'm not pushing very hard at all, but the wood does let me put a little bit of pressure on here. And I'm going to pull that off. Now, it doesn't come off perfectly like like on ceramics or anything. So I do have to go back over it with a damp cotton swab. And even then sometimes there's a little bit of residue left behind, but for the most part it'll come off okay. Each one of my crafts seems to be unique no matter how much, and that's one of the best parts, I think, Sarah, right? It's unique, it's handmade. They're not supposed to all look the same. They're not supposed to look like a robot made them. I think that's wonderful. Let's see. What can I show you? So, I can show you a couple ornaments. So, let's go over here. I'm going to make you a little dizzy. I've got a couple incense holders that I'm going to be finishing up soon. I didn't think too clearly today when it came to boxing up a bunch of my ornaments for the pop-up, because then it didn't leave them out to show you guys, but I've got one here. So I got these cute cupcake boxes to put ornaments in for at the pop-ups. So this is one of the ornaments. Oops. I love this one. And I even found the most beautiful teal ribbon to put on them. So I've got 5 of these available on my website. And then I have, so these are the ones that we're going to keep working on after, if we can get all the diamonds done today, which I'm not completely sure we will. That blue design, this was the first time I ever did the design, and these white ones are sold out, but I have painted some on black. Now these are some that aren't going to be available to ship until December 15th, these black and gold ones. But I also made it into, this design is part of my wraparound ornament bundle for patterns, for downloadable patterns. And I made them into mugs as well. So there are 9 mugs with this design created as a wraparound design. That was just kind of having some fun and playing with some different ideas. Working on that one as well. I still have some stuff to finish off on that one. And then those ones I love with the paw print in them. And then what else do we have? Here, well, we'll take you out and say hi to Audrey. Hi, Audrey. Oh, stink eye. Got the stink eye. So this is the absolute gong show that is our living room. So this is another ornament. I just haven't boxed them up yet. I've got 9 of those on my website. This one is one of a kind. This design is in the wraparound ornament bundle as well as this one, which I really like with those earth tones and lots of top dots. I know I'm not catching up on comments. Bear with me. When I sit back down again, I will. And then over here with all of our junk, we have, I'll show you the other one. We're going to be downsizing. I have completely dragged my feet when it comes to getting myself settled in here and getting this place kind of put together the way we want it to. Oh shit, that wasn't the right one. Back over we go. I've got a bunch of incense holders and candle holders. Patty's ornaments. Sitting and curing nicely. Where is it? This one? It's this one. No, it's this one. This one. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. All right. We're going to be painting in here. Those old vertical blinds are going to come down. We're going to paint everything white. The doors are this kind of gray color. We've got this bulkhead up here that I'm going to paint. I'm going to take all of this stuff down, repaint that wall, and kind of turn that into the corner for the office. And then I have been given permission to take my lamp and all the curtain rods and paint them whatever color I want. I got this for free. Someone had left it down in our laundry room the other day, and I couldn't walk away without taking it. That's where we go and put a lot of stuff if we're looking to give stuff away. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to spray paint and going to get this room painted so we can start to get it pulled together. And that was me stalling because I'm still trying to, I got to get this box open. So this, oops. I've got 4 of these ones left. And the sister ornament, and this is the ornament that I am trying to kind of replicate the diamonds off of. This is the ornament that I did diamonds on the first time. And this is also the ornament that inspired the large white one that Patty got. And it is this one. So I've got 10 of these available on my website as well. Those diamond ornaments inspired this one, which I'm so happy is going to Patty's home, and this one. And then now the set that I'm working on. Don't mind the mess. Here's Audrey. Hi, Audrey. She looks like we caught her naked or something. All right, now I'm going to catch up on the comments. It's been a while since I've been able to show you my stuff, Jules, so it's nice to catch you up on that. All right, let me catch up here. Exactly, Stephanie. So you just don't want to put a lot of pressure on. The wood is soft enough that you can put a little bit of pressure on without it scratching too badly. And you'll hear it if it scratches. Now, if you're just going to be painting over the spot that scratches, that's okay because the paint is going to protect the ornament that way. But yeah, I just kind of use it to kind of scratch the paint off. Now, once the paint is fully dry, it actually comes off a lot easier and it kind of peels off. All right, let me scroll back. I got a lot done. I've been getting a lot done and it feels really good. Oh, you're so sweet, Jules. I'm so glad you like them. Audrey's pretty cute, eh? She's pretty special. Yeah, I'm so spoiled in that my mom is letting me take over the entire living room and I have so much space here. So what we're hoping to do is in that back corner where the window is, what I want to do is have a nice lamp there and get a nice power recliner and kind of leave that end open for Mom and for Audrey, and because I would love it if Mom was able to, not be bedbound all the time and be able to come out in the living room and I could do some work out there and we could spend some time together, and I think it would help her feel more human and participating in life, so that's one of our goals, is to get that taken care of. At some point in the next 6 months to a year, we're going to be getting new floors. So that's the other motivation, to get a bunch of this stuff done and really get the apartment cleared out, really get rid of a lot of clutter. That's going to be a huge project for me between Christmas and New Year's that I'm hoping to do as well. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you, Jules. Which was the retro one that you liked? I love the ones that are going to you, Patty. I love them. Oh, thank you for all the love. I appreciate that. Thanks. It's fun to do a tour of that stuff, and it's felt really weird. It's one of the reasons why I haven't posted a lot this week, is because all the stuff that I've been painting lately is stuff that's not going to be available online. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think I need to post it whether it's going to be available online or not, and revisit some of that other stuff. But once these ornaments, once I hit my limit for that, then we're going into full gear. First on trinket dishes, then on candle holders, then maybe incense holders, then maybe mugs and more keychains. I'm not 100% sure after that. Oh, yeah. It's super retro, eh? Like I was going outside, and so I dropped off my laundry, got my laundry started, and it was sitting on the counter where we put stuff that we're giving away. And I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's cute. I bet you that would be super cute. My goal is to spray paint all of that stuff, like the curtain rods and the lamp. I'm going to do metallic teal. And if I can't spray paint it, I'm getting out my own bottles of multi-surface and I'm painting it myself. I don't care. But we're going to put some friggin' color in this place and make it a happy, happy place. I want it as bright and cheerful and happy as we can make it. Because Mom and I spend so much time here, and especially Mom. Mom doesn't get to get out. I want this place to be filled with the colors and the brightness that we can. And as soon as I saw that magazine holder, I'm like, I could use that to hold canvases. I could even cut the legs off of it and attach it to the wall if I wanted to. And oh my God, it would look so good spray painted in metallic teal, and then maybe the metallic pink tourmaline for the little dots on it, or I can just play with so much of that color. I think it could be so fun. The diamond ones are fun, eh, Sue? They're really, really fun. All right, let's get back to painting here. Let's get back to doing some of these diamonds. Thank you for the break there. All right, so now I'm just going to go right back here. That's the hard part about the diamonds. You got to do both halves while the paint is still wet, or it's not going to work. So that's my fault because I can't stop talking. And I'm okay with that. I would stay up and watch you paint all night. Oh, sleep. Oh, you're most welcome, Stephanie. Any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out, okay? I'm happy to help any way that I can. And hopefully we'll see you again. I keep my live schedule on my profile. I'll be live here again on TikTok tomorrow from 3 to 5 Eastern. And I usually go live for a good 6 to 8 hours a week between Instagram and Facebook and here on TikTok. So if you ever want to come hang out again, I'd love to see you. And thank you for bringing kindness to the group. That's the only thing that we ever really kind of say. That's the only requirement. We come here and we lead with kindness. Hope you sleep well tonight. And God, I love you guys. You guys are so nice. So much love here. So proud to know you. And so grateful that you are here with me. It's the bubbles that are killer. So quite often I'll go in and I'll actually add in some extra paint after I've spread around the paint for the diamond. Not necessarily because of the bubbles, but just to kind of thicken it up. I'd probably spend more time on this if I wasn't going to be doing the teal top diamonds. But it can work. You're welcome. Oh, it's 2 a.m. Yes, Sarah. Oh my goodness. Yes, you need to sleep, love. Sleep, sleep, sleep. We've got a good bunch of gatekeepers here on the group too. The moment that somebody is being unkind, or in the worst cases being rude or anything like that, our moderators here, our friends, they whip out the flip-flops to chuck at people and knock them back into shape. Oh yes, that's the other rule. Sorry, Sharon, you're right. Bring kindness. You're welcome to bring snarkiness as well. Because it can be both. You can bring kindness and snarkiness at the same time. Bring a sense of humor. Oh, my ears are just plugged up. I hate when that happens. Right. Oh, that's a lot of paint. I feel like that's too much paint, but that's all right. We'll make it work. So what you'll start to notice is you'll start noticing drop my tool. If the length of, like when you're pulling the paint into these diamond shapes, how long you're pulling them, right? You'll start to recognize when you're pulling a longer distance or a shorter distance compared to the other ones that you've done. And that kind of helps with the muscle memory there too. Oh, you'd be surprised. Bring kindness, a good sense of humor, and chocolate. Definitely chocolate. Hi, Kimberly. Comfort food when sick. Well, that's a good question. If I'm able to eat whole wheat toast with raspberry jam. If I'm not able to eat, it's crackers with peanut butter and chicken soup broth. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. How are you doing? Homemade mac and cheese. That sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. If someone's there to make it, that would be even better. I always find it interesting to see what foods I crave when I'm coming out of being sick and not being able to eat much or not be able to tolerate much. Is what do I have a craving for? What is that first real meal? What do I want it to be? And it's always different. When I had COVID, it was different than this time with whatever it was that I had now. My taste buds really, really changed this time. And that's the hard part, right? When you're so tired that you can't make anything and you don't have the energy to make it through anything. That's why I kind of stick with, we can go to the bulk barn here in Canada and we can just buy bulk chicken soup powder. So I have a jar of that in my cabinet and I can turn on the kettle in less than 60 seconds. I've got some soup, and then the crackers and peanut butter, or even the toast if I can. Toast is when I start getting hungry again though. Otherwise it's the crackers and peanut butter. All right. This is the slow going part. We're definitely not getting all 8 of these done tonight. That's not happening. That's okay. Whatever we can do is what we will do. And then whatever we can't do today, we will continue tomorrow. I don't think I'll be doing much painting, if any at all, before the live tomorrow afternoon. Got some cleaning to do around here, and I'm going to start. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've already put in the sell pile, so I'm going to start getting photos of that stuff taken and getting them up on auction sites to try and get some of that shit out of here. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can't taste anything, and that's awful too, right? You're like, I'd love to eat, but nothing tastes the way that I imagined it. Or I can't taste anything at all. I found that lately I've been really tasting the chemicals and stuff. Like that's the best explanation I can come with. Someone will say, is that any good? I'm like, it tastes really chemically. Like I just taste all the chemicals. I would like to say that has impacted my food choices to maybe make some healthier ones, but I'm just like, nope, power through, eat enough of it, it'll start to taste good again. Probably not the best. Cauliflower cheese with a strong cup of tea. Oh, there you go. Yes, tea is so good. Still hasn't gotten her smell back. Wow, Jules. That's insane. Yeah, it's no joke, eh? This is no joke, all of this stuff. Every time I watch you, I need a new tool. You're welcome, and I'm sorry. Taste is very poor still, too. It happens far more often than I'd like to say, Jules. It happens all the time. I'm sticking my hands in there. They are. They're so important because you just don't enjoy the food as much. But just frustrating more than anything. You know what? If that's what I'm left with, then I can learn to deal with it. It's getting that ill, heavy, tired feeling gone, right? And that's tough. But we will survive. And thank goodness we've got each other to lean on because we're all going through shit, right? It was lovely to see you, Cynthia. Have a good rest of your night. I'll talk to you soon for sure. I'm starting to trust my voice a little bit more, so we'll be able to get together for some chats. Ooh, not enough paint. I probably could have used, maybe I will on the next one. I think I can use one of my ball stylus tools. One of the benefits to that is I find that it does allow you to put more paint down in one shot rather than having to double dip with one of the flat tools. So what's the tool that you need now, Kim, now that you saw me tonight? Is it this tool that I'm using to pull the swoops? The good news is that I got it at Dollar Tree and it's a set of 2 tools, so it's not an expensive one. Oh, thank you, Lola. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to send the rose. It looks pretty, eh? Let's see. This might let me put more paint down. I've done a couple, one of my mug designs that's called Elegance. I did just swoops just like that. And that was fun because it made it a really fast design, but it looked really different from a lot of the other stuff that I made too. It's really neat. It's neat. There's really endless possibilities on stuff to do, and there's no one right answer on how to do it. That's the super cool part. You like the look of something, you just do it. Take care of yourself, Cynthia. Lots of love. Thank you, Lola. Thank you for the love. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, yeah, this is going to be better because I'm going to be able to drop a lot more paint down. Much better. Okay. Stringy though. And usually in between, I have my tool in my mouth, which means the end of the tool that has paint on it is painting my hair most of the time. Get out. That big ass bubble. Get out. There we go. Got it. Gotcha, sucker. All right. Flip it around. Every time I say that, I hear Belle Biv DeVoe in my head. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. I miss Belle Biv DeVoe. But it's going back and listening to lyrics of songs, and I'm like, oh, I should not have been listening to that when I was a kid. I had no idea what that meant, thank goodness. And now I'm like, oh my God, what did my parents let me listen to? And some of it, I'm like, this is so much worse than the stuff that they wouldn't let me listen to. I haven't seen any of your comments other than when you said you got here, Christine, but I saw that one. Exactly, Kimberly. One of the best songs too, right? So good. And then I think about that song and I'm like, oh, I miss going out dancing. Going out dancing was so fun. No, sorry, love, I didn't see any of those. I didn't see any of those. I'm so sorry. And now I have to ask you to type them again. All right, so right above cat litter, we're going to hang this one. And then once these diamonds dry, then I'll be able to finish them off. But I'm going to have to hang each one of them. Ooh. Can't believe this. I have to turn my electric blanket off. I never do that. I'm usually always so cold. It's always TikTok's fault. But that's weird. I usually wait about 24 hours to put the tops back on. You might not even have to wait that long, but I do just in case that has any impact on the drying. You're on a heating pad? Oh, so good. It's been just cold and windy enough that I haven't been able to keep the windows open anymore when I'm here in my studio. Not happy about it, but we'll deal with it. Okay, so this drops down more paint, but it doesn't make them wide enough. So that means I'm going to find a different ball stylus tool. I'll find a different ball stylus tool that's a little bit bigger and then go from there. So yeah, about 24 hours should work, Christine. And then they should be dry enough that you can put the caps back on. These aren't as wide as I wanted them to be, but that's okay. Fix it on the next one. So, it's not that one. It's not that one. Is it this one? Over here? Nope. Nope. Oh, I have another one. Oh, there it is. It's hiding in the back. That's the bigger one. So there we go. So I was using that one, and we're going to switch to the one on the left, which is just a little bit bigger, just a tiny bit. We are a bunch of sickies, eh? Your coldest kicking yet? Oh, it's awful. It's really having a big hit on everybody. We have a little tiny bit of snow, just a little bit of a covering. The ground was pretty covered this morning, but it was fairly sunny and warm today. So most of it's gone. Yeah, you're totally good then, love. Good. It's exhausting. Just letting yourself get the rest. If your body's asking for it, let your body have it. Thank you, Sea Hale. We are a bunch of sickies, aren't we? Oh, I'm glad it's helpful. You're most welcome, Sea Hale. Yeah. You too, Christine. That's the thing. All of a sudden, my glands are swollen. I've got swollen glands. I've got more sneezing than I had before. That's the frustrating part, right? Is like, no, I've paid my dues. I'm done now. I'm supposed to be done now. I've gone through 2 weeks. That's supposed to be enough. Every time I think that, I'm getting a little bit better, something brand new rears its head. And I'm so sorry you're going through that, love. Do you have much this weekend? Are you able to let yourself rest a bit? Yeah, I wish that I could say that it was going to be done quick. Yesterday was my 2-week anniversary. Now, I haven't been as bad, being completely knocked on my ass, but the tiredness certainly comes fast, doesn't it? That stupid bubble. Get out. Ugh. We flipped. Yeah, Mucinex is good. The Buckley's mucus was good. It's so hard to try taking all of that stuff, eh? I'm not getting up for anything or anyone. There you go. I think Mucinex might only be available in the States. I think our next best would be the Buckley's mucus one. I'm not 100% sure though. But I feel like Mucinex is in the States and not here. But I'm not 100% sure. Have to Google. I know. I did the Buckley's pills though, and they seem to work perfectly fine. For the liquid, I used the Benylin mucus one. There's a lot of mucus ones out there. I think it's just marketing. Have a box with a different box with every symptom, and they're all the same medication. Yeah, I did the pills though, and they were okay. I mean, they're huge horse pills, but if you can deal with horse pills, and you don't have to, you don't have to taste the Buckley's. That and the neti pot has already been fantastic. Yeah, I think they're all basically the same, right? The neti pot made a big difference. Now, I didn't get the neti pot. I have the squeeze bottle, and that thing cleared out a lot of stuff. Because I don't know if this is what you're going through. I'm finding a lot in the morning after sleeping, especially if I wake up and I was sleeping on my back. I'm just choking on all the mucuses that drained out of my sinuses, right? Hello in Newfoundland. How's everything going in Newfoundland? Do you have snow yet, Kim? All right. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I just realized I sat and I packed up all of those boxes of ornaments and I did not once turn on the camera. And now all that I can hear in the back of my head is that stupid sound that everything is content, everything is content. Don't forget to film it. I forgot to film all of it. I totally could have done that today. One of these days I will settle into the fact that I need to be creating regular content. Mornings are the worst. Yeah, it does. So if you can tolerate the neti pot or the squeeze bottle, I highly recommend doing it. Highly recommend it. That thing saved me. For sure. As soon as I started using it, I started to improve dramatically. But again, like I assumed that I was just having a really bad sinus infection, and that was my whole issue, right? But I'm very prone to sinus infections too, though. I am about an hour east of Toronto. I wish that I'd gotten over to Newfoundland. I used to live in New Brunswick, in St. John, New Brunswick, and it's one of the biggest regrets that I have for the 8-9 years that I was there, that I never ever got over to Newfoundland. It's one of the big regrets of my life. I hope it's on my bucket list to make it there. You have snow? Too much? Do you have a lot? I always find it comical, and if you're living somewhere where it's typical to get snow, I always find it so comical when everyone's like, oh my God, can you believe it snowed already? I'm like, yeah, it's November in Canada. That's exactly what I expected to happen. You have family in Barrie, not far from me at all. Oh, no snow. I misread that. That's wonderful. Take that for as long as we can, eh? That's so cool that you're here. Thanks for popping on. I don't know. I think we've had a couple people from Newfoundland, not too many. That's really cool. I'm glad you're here. East Coast of Canada is a wonderful place. I highly recommend, if you have not been to Canada, or if you live in Canada and you have never been to the East Coast, even if making it over to Newfoundland is not something that's in the cards, I highly recommend it. It is one of the most beautiful places. Very similar to Maine. And just beautiful. Like driving through a painting. I think it's prettier than Maine, but Maine was beautiful too. I was lucky enough to get to spend a lot of time in Maine and down in Boston for work. Take care of yourself, Christine. I hope you get some good sleep. Sending you lots and lots of love and healing vibes. Take care of yourself. We love ya. Where somewhere in your own home country that you have never been that you would like to go? Do you have anywhere? For me, it's Newfoundland, for sure. Newfoundland, and then the Yukon would be my next one. I would love to go to the Yukon. Oh, thank you so much, Phyllis. That's so kind of you. Yes, BC is wonderful. There's so many incredible places in Canada. It's so expensive to travel within our own country, though. It is cheaper to go to England than it is to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast of Canada. Like, I could get a hotel and a flight, well, or look at all the all-inclusives going down south. It's cheaper to go to the Caribbean, all-inclusive for a week, than it is to fly within our own country. Hi, Bree. How you doing? Good to see ya. Holy crap, 4.6 thousand likes. Thanks, guys. Haven't been further than Toronto. Did you enjoy Toronto when you came up? Were you able to have some fun? Was it for a fun trip? It's almost overwhelming how much stuff there is to do in the Toronto area. Barrie area is nice in the summer too. Lots of beautiful spots. Getting a little faster. We're still only on ornament number 2. I did do a lot of talking though. Is that a hair? That is a hair. Son of a sneaky little. There we go. These parts where you have to be careful where you're setting them down and letting them hang to dry, they can definitely slow down the process. And these diamonds are very slow. Please know that going into it. If you want to try one of these projects with diamonds in it, they look beautiful, but you are going to pay for them with time. They are not something you want to rush. You want to take your time with them, okay? CN Tower's fun, and the zoo's beautiful too, eh? I love the Toronto Metro Zoo. Sandra, I am using multi-surface acrylic paints. My favorite are Craft Smart brand from Michaels. Folk Art has a multi-surface line, but I find that they're very, very, very thick and not nice to work with. Because yes, they are very nice to work with. They work really well. Now, they can be a little bit on the thin side sometimes, so if you're placing a really large dot, the paint could slide down the side a little bit. But for the most part, I really like them, and they dry really, really nice. I'm a big fan of matte finishes in paints, and in most multi-surface, you get you have your metallics like this, but you also have your satin paints. And satin paints are okay, but I'm such a big fan of matte paints, and I find that when the Craft Smart multi-surface dries, it's much more of a matte finish than a satin finish, even though it says satin on the bottle. So I'm a big fan of them, and they're really good about bubbling. They tend not to bubble a lot unless you're mixing colors. Oh, thanks, guys. So yeah, the biggest key is that you want to make sure that your bottles. I gotta go hang this on the ornament wall. I'm gonna try and talk louder, but or actually, I'll just wait a sec. So the key is that you want to make sure that the paint that you're using is going to adhere to the surface you're painting on, right? So glass, ceramic, even glossy plastic is a non-porous surface, and multi-surface enamel or glass paints tend to work the best, and they will air cure. And if you're painting on glass or ceramics, you can bake them in the oven. Now, I don't bake, these ornaments are glass ornaments, but I don't bake them in the oven. I wouldn't know how to keep them to stand still and not roll all over the place and fall off the little cups. And not, I'm so terrified that the heat's going to be just too much for them. But for bottles and ceramic mugs, totally good. Hi, Paula. How you doing, love? It's so good to see you. I have not practiced doing dotting with brushes as of yet, but it's definitely something I want to learn. But I haven't done dotting and swoops with brushes yet. But it is 1000% on the list, Phyllis, because I'm dying to try it. I know it's going to come to learning a new consistency of paint to mix. But that is something that I want to learn in the new year. So it's something that I will share with you guys as I'm kind of going through it too. And I'll be happy to share what I learn with you guys for sure. It's so good to see you, Paula. I feel like it's been forever. The dots are really fun, eh? It's very meditative. Very, very meditative and relaxing. It's my favorite part about it. And because of that, I also find it very healing. Have you been painting a bunch, Paula? Your son, how's he doing? How's he feeling? You guys doing okay? And did you guys see that Jenna got got a massive order for custom ornaments? Our friend Jenna, J. Grons, got a massive order. She's doing so well. She's seeing so much success. It's so fun to watch her because she's hands down one of the most delightful human beings that you will ever get a chance to spend some time with. So if you're not already following J. Grons, go follow her. You will not be disappointed. And it's just so fun to watch the excitement and just the bigness of all of it. It's so cool. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Just turned 7. Wow. Hi, Cindy. I'm doing okay, thanks, love. How are you feeling? I'm definitely keep going in the right direction. It's the tiredness more than anything right now. I find that I get tired a little bit quicker than normal. But I could blame that on a lot of different stuff. I miss seeing your lives and connecting. Oh, good. I thought I saw a post that he wasn't feeling well, but maybe that was somebody else that I confused. But I'm glad he's doing good. I miss you too. Well, we do the best that we can with whatever life is throwing at us, right? And just know I'm not going anywhere. So I'm glad you've been doing some painting. Is the pattern I'm doing good for a first timer? Probably, well, it could be. However, here's the things that I would caution. Painting this design on the ornament, you don't have guidelines. So I certainly wouldn't tell a beginner not to try it. If it's a pattern that excites you and you look at it and go, ooh, I want to try that, I will never, ever say don't try it. Ever, 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 no matter what your skill level is. What I would caution is that there is a lot of eyeballing for spacing. So no matter what pattern and design you start with, you're going to want to just take your time. Now, I do have a couple downloadable patterns on my website that are flat designs, not the wraparound designs. They might be a little bit better to start as a beginner, because it would give you some time to kind of get used to some of the techniques and how to try everything. That being said, again, if the wraparound is what kind of lights you on fire and gets you excited about trying it, go for it. Always remember that everything is an experimentation, and it takes lots and lots and lots of practice for a skill to develop. But the thing that I need you to really hear is that there is zero reason why you can't do this. Zero. This is a skill. This is not an inborn talent. This is none of that. Where it is really connected to is, do you enjoy it and do you want to continue practicing? If you can follow the joy of it, the practice is going to come really, really easy, right? Because you're going to want to do it and you're going to want to go back to it because you're going to say, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I want to do more, more, more. I want more. And that's how you know that your skill is going to develop quickly, is if you follow that joy, because the practice is just going to come easy. Some things are going to turn out, some things aren't going to turn out, and that's going to be totally okay because the process is fun and it just means you get to sit down and paint some more, right? So kind of keep that in mind. I will never tell anybody or dissuade anybody from going to any pattern. Just remember that it's all brand new, so it's all going to be an experiment. Now, the one thing that I would recommend with my downloadable patterns, I do have a section at the beginning of every pattern where I go through all of the different techniques, like creating the diamonds, on patterns where I do have a couple on my website that have the diamonds in them. I have a section at the beginning of all of my patterns that walks you through how to do the different kinds of dots, the different types of swoops, all of that sort of stuff. So it almost gives you a little bit of a beginner lesson right at the beginning of every downloadable pattern. So kind of keep that in mind. Now I'm just going to scroll back. I know I'm behind on comments. Bear with me one second. And sorry, Heather, I don't remember what I said that was off the wall. I am going to be doing this design in my sleep. I can close my eyes. You're so sweet, Jackie. Thank you. Jen is so sweet, right? She's so amazing. Thank you, Cindy. How are you? Are you doing good? It was him? Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that he's doing better. That would suck to feel like crap on your birthday. And sorry, Jackie, did I miss a question? Oh my God, it's gorgeous, isn't it? She's incredible. She's just incredible. Gullis, hello from Sweden. Hello. Welcome. It's so happy you're here. The dots are really fun. I don't think we've had anybody from Sweden join the lives before. That's so freaking cool. I need to, you know how you see some small business owners and they've got a map that every time they sell to a different place, they color it in on the map. I need to do that for on the lives. And you know what we could do? I've got one of those maps that is the scratch maps. So you scratch off the locations where you've been. We should do that someday and scratch off the map for people who join the lives. I'll have to get that framed and put that up, and we'll have to do that so that I can jump up and scratch off a new location sometime. That'd be really neat. I was hesitant about asking the question. No, I don't ever hesitate. I'm happy to answer any question. I can't promise I'll have the answer, but I will always do my best. So please don't worry about ever asking. The worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to tell you I don't know the answer. So the paints that I really like are the Craft Smart multi-surface. Now, DecoArt has a brand of multi-surface that are nice as well. Folk Art I'm not a huge fan of because they're very, very thick. Now, glass or enamel paints could also work. The key is that we're looking for paints that will adhere to non-porous surfaces like glass, ceramic, and even plastic. So multi-surface does that really well, and I find that the consistency is pretty good because the glass and enamel paints can be almost a little too watery. So it can be a little easier to work with a slightly thicker paint. Now, the Folk Art is really, really thick. So I'm not a huge fan. Like, I've had dots that dry on with Folk Art paint that have little peaks. Like, see how this has a little peak in it now while I'm moving the tool away, but it's gonna level out, right? The Folk Art ones tend to be very sharp and don't flatten out. So sometimes they can have a nice tactile feel to them and lots of texture, but sometimes they are downright sharp. If you're new to dot mandalas, or if you're someone who likes to follow some patterns, I do have a bunch of downloadable patterns available on my website. I also have a YouTube channel that has a tutorials playlist that has 35 video tutorials on there. Now, they're all recordings of Facebook Live tutorials that I did last summer, but there's some beginner ones in there as well. They're all at least an hour and a half, if not 2 hours long. So they are not just the quick little reference tutorials. They are big ones, but they have projects that you can follow along with if that's helpful. And then, yeah, the downloadable patterns has a lot of instruction in there as well. Oh my goodness. Yes, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Gullis for sure. I'm going to be live again here on TikTok tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you're around tomorrow, then definitely come on back and hang out. Otherwise, on Sunday or Monday, I will post my live schedule for the upcoming week and let you know which platform and what time I'll be live. I'm usually live for a good 6 to 8 hours every week. All my hand-painted stuff is available on my website as well. I've got a bunch of ornaments there that are ready to ship that are different designs than these. And all of those links are found in my profile, in my bio. The best way to get answers to your questions really are to join on the lives when you can. They're usually the easiest way to get questions answered. I wish I could tell you that I'm super consistent with checking my messages. You can always message me on Instagram. That's the easiest one to reach me on. But it might take a day or two before I am able to answer. I'm trying to get better and faster at that. And I have a bunch of mugs that are up there as well. Those, a whole bunch of Christmas mugs that I think turned out really, really good. So I painted 10 of them and they're available. Oh, shit. Look what I did. I smudged right there. So when something like that happens on these or on a mug, these nail dotting stylus tools that have, that one didn't work. Sometimes if the paint is still wet enough, then I'm able to just kind of push it in with one of those silicone brushes. But if the paint has already dried too much, then we're screwed. So we just pull it off. So I used a cotton swab. Now I'm using a little barbecue skewer thingy. And then just a damp cotton swab again to get any of that residue off. Sometimes it might seem very dramatic to just rip it off and try all over again, but it can be one of the fastest ways to deal with it. So don't, shit. Whew. How did nothing else get ruined? How? Thank you. Whoever's looking out for me. I appreciate you. Get out. All right. So now we will redo that one. Yeah, that was really close. So I've got these tools that have the silicone brushes on the end. You can get them at dotartdepot.com. If you want to take a screenshot here, there's a coupon code that you can use for 10% off of $25 or more. Lydia is actually who I learned from. She's the one I started absorbing a ton of content. She runs dotartdepot.com. She also has an incredible YouTube channel. She's got a book that teaches a lot of beginner stuff. That is where you can get the tools with the silicone ends. All right, so let's redo this one. And we'll see how we can recover. We've got 2 more left, and that's probably going to take us to the end of the live. So this ornament will probably be the last one we do tonight. Oops. Sandra, I am located, I'm about an hour east of Toronto, Canada. All right, sorry, Cambits, bear with me 1 second. When I'm painting, I can't see my phone screen, so it takes me a minute to come back and answer the questions. So bear with me 1 second. When you started out, did you accidentally touch the paint and smudge it everywhere? All the time. All the time. Absolutely all the time. Kimbits for sure. Yeah, that was really close and lucky. You just grew a few gray hairs. So sorry. Didn't mean to make your heart stop. So yeah, while I'm painting, I can't see the screen on my phone, so it takes me a minute or two. If you see me painting, that usually means that I can't see what messages are coming through. So what I'll typically do is I will paint for a little bit, and then I will pause and come back and catch up on any of the comments and questions that I've missed. So please know that if I don't answer your question or comment right away, I promise you I'm not ignoring you. It just means that I will try and catch you on the next pause. I do pause on a very regular basis to come back and answer questions and make sure that I haven't missed anything. And I will scroll as far back as I can as well. You're in BC. Oh, whereabouts in BC? I loved BC. Yes, very focused. That's your favorite thing to do is smudge stuff. Oh, I feel that. It happens all the time. And you know what? It's one of those things that, you know what, the sooner that you can kind of embrace the fact that it's just going to happen, right? there's no ifs, it's when, right? When it happens, this is what's going to happen. You know, oh shoot, still have 2 more. I thought I was done. I am done now because I can't open my container back up. So I'll have to continue that one tomorrow. Oh, and the Okanagan, beautiful. Best apple ciders around come from the Okanagan. And you're in Vancouver, nice. All right, so I'm going to hang this up on the ornament wall. My little makeshift system. Sorry for the crappy view. So I will finish that one in the morning when I could go and reopen the container now. But I'll finish that tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of those. Got about 30 of them boxed up and ready to go in their little cupcake boxes. I'm really happy with these. So I've got a bunch of ornaments in these little cupcake boxes. Getting them ready for a pop-up. So this is another one of the ornaments that I've done. So these guys are available on my website. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can't promise you that I will have the answers, but I will always try to answer your question. Okay? Yes, exactly. It's going to happen. It might be good. It might be bad. It could be really bad. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you have to start a piece over, right? I throw out things that have gone horribly wrong all the time. It's okay, right? So you want to come to terms with that and know that it is just part of what's going to happen. And when you it doesn't mean that it doesn't sting when it happens, when things don't go the way we want to. But that's another reason to focus on, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I love it and it's fun. So if I have to paint something again, I have to paint something again. And you always have the option to not paint it again. If you find that you've been frustrated and say, screw this, I smudged it and now I don't want to do it anymore, don't do it. Right? Follow the fun, follow the joy. That's when the practice comes easy, and that's when the skill develops very, very quickly. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so glad that you like them. Oh, yay! You were in the shipment from the other day. Fantastic. Oh, I'm excited for you to get them. I'm really excited for you to get them. You got some fancy boxes for the ornaments. Oh. Well, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am going to sign off now. Thank you so much for coming and choosing to spend your spare time with me. It means the absolute world to me, and I look forward to it every single time. So I will look forward to painting with you again very, very soon. I'll be here on TikTok from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, which is Saturday. And then Sunday or Monday, I'll put up the schedule for next week. And otherwise, any of the links to any of my hand-painted stuff, my downloadable patterns, my YouTube channel, all that stuff is right in my profile if you want to take a look. I love you guys. Thank you so much for creating such a wonderful space for us to all hang out, and sending lots of love to all of you guys. Take care of yourselves. Good night, Patty. Night, Kimberly. Thank you, Cassandra. You're so sweet. You guys take care of yourselves, please. I love you to bits. Bye.